Won't it be Ryan the Great? And today we have my official 2023 NFL first round mock draft, guys. I only really do one mock draft per year because I, don't like doing multiple because of all these trades and all that, especially with the Rodgers trade. That would have completely screwed up pretty much screwed up everybody's mock draft. But I decided to make mine after the Rodgers trade because I honestly thought that the trade was going to happen after the draft, but it actually happened before the draft. It's a whole big thing, but we're just going to get right into it. But before we get right into it, guys, make sure you subscribe with your post notifications on. Go subscribe to my brother Lynn the Great Vlogs. Make sure you go subscribe to my second channel at Ryan the Cod Great. And make sure you follow me on Twitch at Ryan the Great Podcast. I'm also sorry that this is released on the day of the draft. It's released earlier in the day. So hopefully that gives you guys time to watch it before the draft actually, comes out. Or maybe you guys can watch it after, see if I was right. Maybe not. We'll see. But let's get right into the video. So, starting off at the number 1 overall pick, I have the Carolina Panthers selecting Bryce Young. As I said in my video a few days ago, on Tuesday it was, I think Bryce Young is a better quarterback than C.J. Stroud. I also think he would work better with the Carolina Panthers. So, I think Bryce Young is the number 1 overall pick. I think he's better than C.J. Stroud. And really a no-brainer for me. At number 2, the Houston Texans, C.J. Stroud. Now, there's a rumor that the Texans might take Will Anderson. I really don't see that. I know that defensive coordinators really do like to take defensive players after, they get hired by a team as the head coach. I really don't see it this way. The Texans, they really need a quarterback. I don't really see what they see in Davis Mills. Even if they do see anything in Mills, and this Will Anderson thing is just a rumor. I don't know what they see in Davis Mills. I don't see anything in him at all. C.J. Stroud, I feel like, makes the most sense because they need a quarterback, and I believe that he is the second best quarterback in the draft. So I'll take him over, Will Anderson. I think Will Anderson is a better overall player. I just think that it makes more sense for the Texans to take C.J. Stroud. And at number 3, I have a trade. You guys are going to hate me for this, but I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers moving all the way up from the number 19th overall pick to number 3. Let me explain why. The Bucs, they are a good team without a quarterback. Baker Mayfield and Kyle Trask are their 2 quarterbacks. They're in win-now mode. Might I remind you, they still have a half-decent offensive line when healthy. Might I remind you, their running game is okay. Might I remind you, they still have Chris Godwin and Mike Evans. Might I remind you that their run defense was pretty good. Their run defense was pretty good last year. Their defense is all right. And might I remind you, they don't have a quarterback. Once again, I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers moving up to the number 3 overall pick. I have them trading at least 2 first-round picks to get up here because I think they need a quarterback bad. Then they're not going to be worse enough to go get the number 1 overall pick next year. So why not try and do it this year? So I have him taking Anthony Richardson. I think Anthony Richardson is better than Will Levis. I really am not a big fan of Will Levis. I know a lot more people are hopping on the bandwagon because Mel Kiper Jr. is saying that he likes Will Levis. I really don't see much in him. I really see him as another Zach Wilson. Not to put any disrespect on him, I think he will end up being better than Zach Wilson because it's kind of hard to not be. But I really don't see him, I see him as an NFL starting quarterback. I just don't see him as, a top 3 pick. But at the number 4 spot, the Colts, they need a quarterback. So I have him taking Will Levis. Listen, the Colts need a quarterback. I think that the Buccaneers are going to jump in front of them. Will that make the Colts pissed? Yeah. Will they have to take Will Levis? Yeah. They need a quarterback. They're not keeping Matt Ryan. He's going to get cut. Or didn't he already get cut? I don't really know. They really don't have any other quarterback on the roster unless they want to use Ellinger or Nick Foles. So they need a quarterback, and drafting Will Levis is the only other option. Unless they want to draft Hendon Hooker, but I don't see that happening this early. Number 5, the Seattle Seahawks. No trades now. Nothing happening here. I have the Seattle Seahawks drafting Jalen Carter. Listen, Jalen Carter, I believe, is the best overall talent in the NFL draft, if not the second best talent in the NFL draft, if some people want to dispute that. He's a top 3 talent, is what I'm trying to say. And the Seahawks, they could really go with the best talent here. Jalen Carter, I mean, a great run stopper. He is quick. He can get to the quarterback. Seahawks don't really have that much interior defensive line help. So I think Jalen Carter right now would work really good. And number 6 to the Detroit Lions, I have Will Anderson. Listen, the Lions, they're pretty good with pass rush right now. They do have Aiden Hutchinson, and then they have, oh man, I forget his name. I don't remember he had like 10 sacks, what's his name? It's annoying me. He had like 10 sacks this year. Who was it? Hutchinson and... Ooh, I don't remember his name. Was it? No. I'm so lost. I forget his name. Oh, Houston. James Houston. That's who it is. Yeah, I totally forgot his name. So they have James Houston. They have Aiden Hutchinson. Could they use more help? Sure. They need a lot more depth there. They really don't have much there. So I have the Detroit Lions taking Will Anderson with the number 6 pick. Also, he's a top 3 talent, I believe. So, go with the best talent available. That's what they always say. Number 7, the Las Vegas Raiders. I have Christian Gonzalez. If the quarterbacks would have fell, maybe I would have had the Raiders taking them. But the Raiders, they need cornerback help. I have Christian Gonzalez as my top-rated cornerback. I don't think that I like Devin Witherspoon. I believe I have him at 2nd. I think Christian Gonzalez is a better cornerback, and I also think he's a better fit for the Raiders. I have Christian Gonzalez. And number 8, the Atlanta Falcons. Devin Witherspoon. All right. Yeah, I know. You guys are going to hate me for having Gonzalez over Witherspoon. But, I like Witherspoon. He's fast. He's versatile. He can get interceptions. And him next to A.J. Terrell and Udoka, or if that's how you say his name. Udoka, I don't know. The guy that they just traded for, Udoka, I have no clue. I have no clue to say his name. And, those 3 guys could be a deadly machine. I have the Falcons going with Devin Witherspoon at the number 8 overall pick. And number 9, the Chicago Bears. I am taking Broderick Jones. People could say Peter Skoronski. I also could agree with that. I have Peter Skoronski as my top-rated guard, not offensive tackle. I believe they need an offensive tackle to protect Justin Fields. Broderick Jones, he is my top-rated offensive tackle. Peter Skoronski can play offensive tackle, but he's a better guard. So I'm going to take Broderick Jones at the number 9 overall spot. Receiver, I think that they're good right now in that spot, and I think that, protecting Justin Fields, because he is the guy, that's who they're going with. I personally believe that he is the guy for the Chicago Bears, especially in the next few years when they can start to get a little better. I think that he is the right fit for the Chicago Bears. And moving on to my Eagles at number 10, I have him taking Bijan Robinson. Oh my God, I want this man so bad. Bijan Robinson. Do we understand how good this brother is? Everybody will be scared of this Eagles offense if we take him. He's the best running back prospect in so long. He's better than Saquon. Better prospect than Saquon. It's debatable, I'll say that. But either way, Bijan Robinson, he is such a beast. You can't take him down. You can't keep him out of the end zone. He flies through the holes. He's quick, versatile. He can do everything right. Bijan Robinson, number 10, Philadelphia Eagles, the scariest offense ever. At number 11, the Tennessee Titans, Jordan Addison. I have Addison as my number 1 ranked wide receiver. Yes, I do have over Jackson Smith-Njigba just because of the injuries. I also like Jordan Addison because he did play with Caleb Williams and all that, yada, yada, yada. Once again, Njigba did play with Stroud, but the injuries are a problem here. So I will take Jordan Addison to go to Tennessee Titans. They need a receiver. They really don't have any receivers on the roster. I really don't think I can name one. Is Robert Woods even still on that roster anymore? I have no clue. I really could not name anybody except that guy that I have from Arkansas that traded A.J. Brown for. I don't even remember his name. I don't know. Moving on, though, the Houston Texans, I have them taking at number 12. Jackson Smith, Nick Jigma. Listen, I know I had Nick Jigma with the injuries, but they are desperate. They just had C.J. Stroud in this mock draft. They need some help with him. Now, they could go offensive line here, but I think starting with a receiver does work out. Skoronski, I want them to more take of a tackle here. And I don't see Paris Johnson going this early, so I'll take Nick Jigma here. My second-rated top wide receiver. I think it works out. And at number 13, the Green Bay Packers, I have them taking Michael Mayer. Now, people say that Kincaid's better than Michael Mayer. No, he is not. Michael Mayer. He can catch. He can block. This man can block. Do we see how big this brother is? He can block. He can get open on any route. I really love his crossing route. I'm a big Notre Dame fan, so, that's why I'm a little biased here, but I don't believe that Kincaid is better than Michael Mayer. And then also, Michael Mayer. Michael Mayer, the mayor, baby, the mayor. Like, come on. It's Michael Mayer. You guys have to understand here. Like, the mayor is going to Green Bay, in my opinion. Number 14, the New England Patriots. I have them taking Zay Flowers. Listen, do I think Quentin Johnson could be better than Zay Flowers? Yes. But Zay Flowers, Mac Jones, he can throw the deep ball. Flowers, very good on go and post routes. You could go offensive line here. I don't really see it. They did get Gesicki and Smith-Schuster in the offseason. I think adding another pass catcher to that would definitely help Mac Jones. The offensive line is solid so far, so I don't think they need to add anything there. So I think adding another pass catcher would be ideal. Cornerback could also be the way to go, but I really don't see Forbes, Banks, or anybody else being drafted this high. So I will have them taking Flowers at number 14. The New York Jets at number 15. I have them taking Peter Skoronski. Listen, I know I said that he's a better guard than tackle, but they need somebody to protect Aaron Rodgers. I don't care who it is. They have pass catchers now. They have a guy coming out of the backfield. They need offensive line help. Everybody on their offensive line is injured, no matter who it is. It just doesn't matter. They are always hurt there. So now adding Skoronski, who I have as the best rated guard in the NFL draft. They need somebody to protect Rodgers. It is right here. Number 16, the Washington Commanders. I have them taking Joey Porter Jr. It's in just about everybody's mock draft that the Commanders are taking Joey Porter Jr. I'm not going to be any different here. I believe that he is going to go there. The Commanders, they need cornerback help, and, Joey Porter Jr., great on interceptions, read the quarterback, versatile, fast, he's great. I have Joey Porter Jr. going number 16 to the Washington Commanders. Number 17, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Quentin Johnson out of TCU. I know one of my mods, he loves Quentin Johnson. You know who I'm talking about. You know who you are if you're watching this video. But Quentin Johnson, listen, I don't know with Zay Flowers with all that. I mean, I could have had Flowers going to the Patriots, but I don't. So, the Steelers, I believe they'll take whatever receiver they have is on the board. They need receivers. Smith-Schuster's gone, and then Claypool's gone, and everybody's just gone from Pittsburgh. They really don't have that many receivers. They need to give Kenny Pickett some help, pass catching the ball if they want him to be a successful quarterback in the NFL. They need offensive line help. They could go in the second round for that, or they could trade up in the second round, so we'll have to see there. But they can get some stuff in the second round. I do like some of the, tackles and guards that are second round talents. Next, at number 18, the Detroit Lions. I have them taking, I hope I'm saying his name right, Calijah Kancey. Listen, in this mock draft, I just had Will Anderson helping on the outside linebacker, on the edge help. Why not have somebody help them through the middle? Once Kancey, a little undersized, but very strong, can't stop the run. They've already got guys who can, get sacks. Now they got a guy that can stop the run. I do believe he is better than Brian Brees at stopping the run, and that's what the Lions need right now after I have them taking Will Anderson Jr. So I have Calijah Kancey going number 18 to the Detroit Lions. And then at number 19, I had the projected trade with the Bucs and the Cardinals. So the Cardinals, they are down to number 19. I have them taking Tyree Wilson. Now, Gannon, defensive coordinator. Defensive coordinators like taking defensive players out of the NFL draft. Tyree Wilson, one of the best defensive ends, if not the best defensive end. I do believe he's the best defensive end in this NFL draft. The Cardinals, they were one of the worst teams in sacks. J.J. Watt is retired. Well, not one of the worst teams. Maybe they were. I don't even remember. But J.J. Watt has retired. They're losing pass rusher guys. They need help. Tyree Wilson can help with that. I believe he is a 10-plus sack player in the NFL. Tyree Wilson at number 19. And at number 20, the Seattle Seahawks. Myles Murphy. The Seahawks, they're not really known for their sacks. They just got Jalen Carter, a run stopper, at number 5. I have him, getting some help on the defensive end. They need help. They need to get sacks. Their defensive line, not really anybody stands out from there. So, getting Myles Murphy there, not a bad move. At number 21, the Los Angeles Chargers. Jalen Hyatt. Listen, is he a first-round talent? Maybe, probably not. But do the Chargers need a receiver? Yes, they need it more than really anything. It could go corner here, but they need a receiver. Keenan Allen, Mike Williams injured. Palmer and Carter, they're good, but they're not Allen and Williams. And they could go tight end, but I really don't see it right here. They still have Everett, and I think he's capable. So, yeah, I'll have Jalen Hyatt go at number 21. Number 22, the Ravens. Lucas Van Ness. I would have had him take a receiver, but there's no receivers left on the board. Do you want to take Josh Downs? Do you want to take Rice? You don't really want to take them in the first round. I definitely don't think they're first-round talents. Hyatt could go in the first round, I think he's going out of luck. But I really don't see that the Ravens going with a receiver after just signing Odell Beckham Jr., and they really, they would want to give Lamar more of a reason to stay. But, they do need defensive end help here. The Ravens' defense started out pretty bad last year. They did pick it up. Who's saying that they couldn't start out bad again? Lucas Van Ness, I have him as my third top-rated defensive end in the NFL draft. He definitely could help, getting sacks. He's very fast. He can get to the quarterback. I like at number 22, Lucas Van Ness to the Baltimore Ravens. And at number 23, I have the Vikings taking Emmanuel Forbes. Listen, they could be another team that needs a receiver, but they're all off the board. Cornerback is another need for the Minnesota Vikings. Their cornerback play is not the best. Against the New York Giants, they got absolutely torched by a bunch of guys that I don't even know. Cornerback help is something that they need. And I think Emmanuel Forbes is the right guy for the job. And at number 24, the Jacksonville Jaguars. I have them taking Deonte Banks. Listen, the Jaguars, they really have everything other than cornerback. So, adding one to the roster does help. At 24, you're really at a bad spot because, there's not really much you can do here going down, more going down. The Jaguars really don't need that much. They have pass catchers. They have, guys coming. They have a guy coming out of the backfield. They obviously got a quarterback. Their defensive line's all right. Their linebackers are all right. Corner is something that you could add so they can take it. Number 25, the New York Giants. Offensive tackle Paris Johnson. If Daniel Jones is going to be the man, which he is, signed that 4-year contract, he's going to need some pass protection. Paris Johnson, somebody who I hope doesn't get hurt because, Evan Neal's been hurt. Thomas is always hurt. Everybody's always hurt for the New York Giants. So Paris Johnson would be a good pick. Also helping Saquon because he is the Giant. It is Saquon Barkley and a bag of nothing, a sack of potatoes. There is nothing other than Saquon Barkley for the Giants offense, and he needs some help getting through those holes. Paris Johnson, I believe, is the right man for the job. And the Dallas Cowboys at number 26, I have them taking Dalton Kincaid. Listen, I know it's not the Cowboys move or the most exciting move for the Dallas Cowboys, but I don't think Jerry Jones is going to turn down another chance to get another Jason Witten. Kincaid, I think he's a half decent blocker. He obviously can catch the ball. I think that, with Dalton Schultz leaving, the Cowboys, they definitely need a tight end. And this could be a good spot for the Cowboys to get a tight end in the second and third round. There really is not much that top talent at the tight end spot, and Kincaid will probably be gone by then if they pass up on him here. So I think it would only make sense for the Cowboys to take Kincaid at this number 26 spot. And at number 27, the Buffalo Bills, I have them taking Nolan Smith. You guys forgot about Nolan Smith, didn't you? Listen, they got Milano, but they could definitely use Nolan Smith. People say receiver. I really wouldn't even see receiver for the Bills, even if it was on the board. I love their receiving core. They got Schultz at the tight end spot. They got Cook out of the backfield. They obviously got Allen. They got a half-decent offensive line. Their secondary is all right. Their defensive line is all right. Linebacker, something they could use to help Milano. I like Nolan Smith a lot, and I think he could definitely help out Milano. Could be a pretty good duo, in my opinion. And at number 28, the Cincinnati Bengals, DJ Turner, after getting torched in the Super Bowl a few years ago by Cooper Kupp, they need a cornerback. They don't have any good. I really don't have any good cornerbacks whatsoever. It's just sad over there. DJ Turner, my best rated corner on the board right now. I have him going at number 28 to the Cincinnati Bengals. And at number 29, the New Orleans Saints, I have them taking Brian Brees. They don't really have any defensive tackles. Brian Brees, a good run stopper. The Saints defense, this whole Saints team always injured. Brian Brees, somebody good to add to that line. He's a big guy, really big guy as well. Not undersized, like Cansey. Once again, run stopper, very fast. He can do it, pretty much do it all. And the Saints have cleared out all their defensive tackles, so Brian Brees would make sense here. At number 30, the Eagles. They could go a lot of ways here, but I have them taking Brian Branch. Listen, the Eagles, Reed Blankenship, and not really much else. They signed whatever his face is. What's his name? I forget his name. They signed somebody. I don't remember his name at all. That's just how sad it is. Terrell Edmonds. That's who they signed. They got Blankenship and Edmonds. Not really too hot, if you ask me. The Eagles' defense is really strong, and after losing C.J. Gardner-Johnson, don't even get me started. It would make sense to take Brian Branch here. Listen, he's not the best in coverage, but the Eagles do have Slay and Bradbury and Avonte Maddox for that. But Branch is good at getting interceptions, deflecting the ball, something that Gardner-Johnson could do. So Branch, I think that he will go at number 30 to the Eagles. And at number 31, I have a projected trade. I have the Seahawks moving up to the number 31 spot. The Kansas City Chiefs moving down. I believe the Seahawks could give up two number 2 picks, and potentially a later round pick, 5 or 6, whatever. And I have them taking Hendon Hooker at number 31. The Seahawks, Smith, he got a 2-year contract, $50 million per year. Good for him, but did he deserve it? I don't really know. But we'll see how it works out. They need a backup in Hooker just in case Smith does not work out. This is more of an insurance pick, in my opinion. It's not really a pick that, is going to be taken. Well, it probably will be taken seriously. But for the Seahawks, I kind of see it as somebody backing up Smith just in case he doesn't work out, and a short-term option so we can get another quarterback if, Smith doesn't work out. This is my mock draft, guys. Let me know in the comments, what you thought of these picks. And that'll do it for this video. Make sure you subscribe with your post notifications on. Go subscribe to my brother Ryan the Great Vlogs. Make sure you go subscribe to my second channel at Ryan the Cotton Great. And make sure you follow me on Twitch at Ryan the Great Podcast. And as always, Ryan the Great out. Peace.